A 9th age battle between Sylvan elves and Orc and Goblins. A modified army from the championships. It's a refused flank, King of the Hill. The Sylvan elves choose to drop everything first, winning the roll-off, and they want to start shooting right away. They have Kestrel Knights with shield and no bows, Sisters of Thorn or Briar Maidens, Sylvan Sentinels there, Treemen and Archers, Thicket Beasts, Treemen again, Wild Huntsmen, Skirmishing Druids, and these are Skirmishing Druids with a champion, and there's an eagle and 20 more archers coming on. The Sylvan Elf choose this forest to be king of, and the Orc and Goblins choose the field on the far side to be king of the field. King of the field or king of the forest. The Orc and Goblins drop theirs. Opposite from the gun line, with trees in close combat support, the Orc and Goblins will probably be able to reach the trees. Here you have a Goblin King on a wolf, and a Doom Diver back there. Those are the new additions. Sylvan Elves start first, and they vanguard the Kestrels before that. That about it. Master of the Earth fizzles from the Briar Maidens against the Scrap Wagon, so they have 7 power dice now, starting with 5 and channeling 11. The trees move upwards, the Sylvan Sentinels a little bit, and the Sylvan Elves are passive on this edge here. So the trees have the objective right now, but are they within charge range of the Orc and Goblin combat army?
Break the spirit, kort versjon, så vi trenger
Break the spirit on the Wolf King?
Nei, på hva vi skal ta på han i stedet.
He's,
Ser på det.
he's considering the Scrap Wagon or the Wolf King for Break the Spirit.
Ok, vi gir 4 terninger på Break the Spirit på han. Stor versjon, altså 11 terninger.
It's the Goblin King. It goes through. Break the Spirit goes through. And reporting from the trolls, yes, they are within charge range. The Wolf King survives, doesn't lose any wound from the BSB with the enchanted bow. And the archers get 3 wounds through on him, but the armor saves everyone with a lucky charm, picking off the 1 wound that got through the armor. The Scrap Wagon loses 1 wound, and the Scrap Wagon on the other side is killed from these archers. Now it's Orc and Goblins. The Goblin King on Wolf gets into his charge against the Treeman, losing 1 wound from Break the Spirit spell. Bring the Pain spell is dispelled after the other Goblin King cast it. The Stone Trolls fail a 13 charge. Wag is cast, so it was an easy charge. They just needed 6 but didn't get it. The River Trolls, however, get in, and the boyz manage an average charge against the Treeman, and they needed 9 on the dice. Swift tried. Another lucky roll over here. The Scrap Wagon got in with 15 against the Kestrels. The Goblin King falls against the Treeman. He's stomped into the ground and loses his last 2 wounds after doing 1 wound on it. The Kestrel lose 2 troopers, and the Scrap Wagon wins combat by 4, but the Kestrel Knights are ice cold. against the scrap wagon, which has 2 wounds left and will probably crumble now, but it's done its job. Almost. The river trolls win the combat, but the tree king are steadfast in the forest, are stubborn in the forest. The treeman loses 2 wounds against the boar boys, kills 2 boars in return. So now it's all up to the wood elves. How do they counter? They lost the chance to counter with this guy in the flank of the trolls there, because he couldn't stomp the cavalry. But he still has options. At least a chaffing option with the eagle. On Sylvan Elf turn 2, the Druids charge this gnasher hero to prevent him from charging in and helping the boar riders. The wild huntsmen charge the savage orcs for a wild battle. The BSB with the archers changes place, making sure he's outside of 20 inches from the gargantula, so he can use his bow enchantment. And he's also within the thicket beast's first rank to give them rally around the flag. The Briar Maidens move out of the line of sight of the Wolf Riders to shoot the advancing scrap wagon. It's become the centerpieces of this flank of the battle, containing the scrap wagons. The eagle manages to chaff both the gargantula and the trolls from the central battles. On top of turn 3, the scrap wagon still stands with 1 wound left, and that's the same as what the kestrel knight has. The Briar Maidens shoot down the scrap wagon here with help from the archers. The sentinels do a couple of wounds on the Goblin King on Gargantula, and the BSB with his magic bow enchantment shoots down a couple more wounds of the Gargantula, so it's down to 3 wounds left. The Goblin King on a wolf does 1 wound to the treeman, but he has healed 1 wound from the previous magic phase, from the druidism attribute. 1 troll dies, and another one takes a wound, but 2 thicket beasts die, and they lose the combat, but it stands stubborn. Only 1 boar boy dies against the treeman, and the treeman doesn't lose any wounds, so it loses combat, but sticks stubborn. Now, here's an interesting combat. 5 kestrel knights charge 15. 5 wild huntsmen. That is, sorry. 5 wild huntsmen charge 15 eadbasher savage boys. 5 wild huntsmen charge 15 eadbasher savage orcs. The savage orcs killed the 5 wild huntsmen, but that was after taking 12 wounds themselves. So they only stand there because there are no enemies they can flee from. The Druids who charged the gnasher hero didn't do any wounds, lost 1 in return, and they're even. Now, Orc and Goblin turn 3. The gnasher hero loses 1 wound, killing 1 Druid. A draw. The savage orcs move forwards towards the archers, as does this gnasher hero. The boar boys lose their rank and steadfast, but they do 2 wounds this round from the treeman, so they win combat and it sticks. The BSB is on the other side of the battle ranks, challenging the rear rank of the Sylvan elves. How will they respond to that? The other gnasher hero also has a line of sight to them. The river trolls lose combat, but they stick on the general's leadership. The Goblin King finally dies, or he limps off into the forest, a casualty in the battle. He loses 3 wounds against the treeman this round, despite getting strength of the beast, +1 toughness, he was not in for the fight anymore. But the stone trolls got into the combat and reformed so everyone could fight next round. The Doom Diver shoots down one Briar Maiden, and the Scrap Wagon is killed against the Kestrel Beats, finally freeing the Kestrel Knight to wreak havoc on the Orc and Goblin army again. Sylvan Elf turn. In round 4, the Sylvan Elves do not break through completely, but they gain an edge. The Kestrel Knight is now free. The Sentinels move up and hammer, together with the Briar Maidens, poison into the venomous spider, and it has one wound left. The king has one wound left, and there are a lot of break tests there, so it'll be crucial for him to survive. The trolls do not manage to push any wounds through on the treeman. The river trolls lose their combat but stick. The boar also lose their combat but stick. The Drides here lose their combat against the BSB by losing a challenge with the Dride champion. And it's a draw in this combat as well, but the hero only has one wound left. Now, Orcs turn 4. The Gargantula can see and charges the Sentinels with one wound left. The Savage Orc lost his 2 mates and charged into the archers. Of course he succeeded his decimated test. On round 4 everything changed, but not in the Orc and Goblin favor. The Goblin King on a Gargantula charged the Sylvan Sentinels and was shot down. The Treemen killed one troll, one combat, and they fled without the general's leadership. The boar killed their Treemen together with the gnasher hero, but the gnasher hero only overran 4 inches and did not manage to join the combat with the other gnasher. The other gnasher was killed. Thus the Dryads here have reformed. The river trolls still stand, but they're pretty much the only ones fighting, except for a gnasher hero and a lone savage orc here. And in turn 5, the Sylvan Elves charge the fleeing stone trolls. In turn 5, the Sylvan Elf mops up. Nothing happens in this combat. The sole Savage Orc is killed. The Dried Matriarch and Thicket Beast, lone Thicket Beast with 1 wound, overruns. After the Dried Matriarch and Thicket Beast finished off the boar 6 of them, from charging from the flank and rear. The Dried Matriarch charged out of the unit, and the Thicket Beast overran after it and the Treemen killed the river trolls. They killed some in the last round and were caught in pursuit. The Doom Diver has 1 wound left. The Briar Maidens ran down the stone trolls, and in turn 5, the sole surviving gnasher hero charges the BSB's unit of archers. The gnasher hero here still stands in combat, killing 2 more Drides, and this gnasher hero is shot down on standing ships. On turn 6, the elven archers go into the objective.